Okay, so in the previous section, we looked at how trauma involves the nervous system and instinctive defenses. In this video, we're going to focus on traumatic memory and flashbacks and why past experiences can feel as though they're happening in the present. Traumatic memories are stored differently than everyday memories, often in the body rather than in words or timelines. As you listen, remember that awareness comes first. Nothing needs to be fixed. And in fact, we don't fix things, we heal things. So let's go ahead and start sharing the screen and learning about traumatic memory and flashbacks. Okay. So I think I want to show you this picture first. So here's your brain. Here's someone not feeling good. They're having a flashback. And then we're going to learn about what this picture looks like. And then we'll come back and explain it. Okay, so traumatic memory flashbacks. When we have a bad or frightening experience, it feels better to not think about it. And traumatic memories are memories of bad experiences we have tried to put out of our mind. We just do not want to think about those things anymore. Get away from me. Yet, the brain is hardwired to remember. There are memory centers all over your brain. Remember that little brain picture? Okay. So we have memory centers for sight, smell, sound, taste, sensation, movement, emotion, and thought. Even if we don't want to remember, the brain can't help it. So that's where your ruminating comes in. It's just remembering. Bad or frightening experiences get stored anywhere and everywhere. They are memory centers in the brain. This means that images, sounds, smells, tastes, sensations, movements, emotions, and thoughts can all be memories. When traumatic memories get activated or you're triggered, being triggered is activating a memory. By present day reminders, the brain opens up all the memory centers when the traumatic experience has been stored, and we get flashes from the past, flashbacks. Traumatic memories can contain visual images, body sensations, movements, thoughts, emotions, smells, sounds, tastes. Flashbacks are not always visual. You must remember that. Trauma survivors must learn to recognize when they are having a non-visual memory. Two stories. I have a client who was driving in a taxi and smelled patchouli, and she just got out of her window of tolerance and she started panicking. Her heart started racing. She couldn't think and feel at the same time, and then she froze and couldn't get out of the car. And I saw her later that day. And when we talked about it, we were actually going through this book, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's what happened. I smelled the patchouli smell, and it brought me back to a very traumatic memory with an abuser." So that's how flashbacks, trauma memories, window tolerance works. Another one, movement. Sometimes my kiddos in foster care, if you did a movement too quick, they duck and hide because that was a non-visual memory. They just remember probably somebody um, coming at them quickly and they got hurt, so they would duck and hide. Those are automatic responses, and it was a movement that triggered them. Um, Music, wow, music can really take us anywhere. If it was a good time and you heard some really happy music, and you're having a good season in your life, that music will bring you to very happy feelings. I have someone in my life that they do not like to listen to the 1960s, early 70s because it reminds them of the Vietnam War and how hard that was for them. So just keep in mind that music can also be a trigger. And sometimes, like if you were a partier and a drinker and you were like, I like country and I like people in low places, then you might want to stay around out of the country bars if you're trying to quit drinking. Okay, enough on that. Let's go over to this book. So traumatic memory flashbacks. So here's an example. I don't feel, let's see, I just opened that bigger. I feel so bad. My head's pounding. My boss must hate me. I feel so trapped. Wait, I have felt like this before. Maybe this is a memory. Remember, traumatic memories are stored all over the brain. Their thoughts, images, movements, emotions, senses, body sensations can all be memories. Trauma survivors must learn to recognize when they are having a non-visual memory. Many find it helpful to remind themselves this is a memory. I'm experiencing memories. Body sensations. Sometimes people who are sexually abused and they come to, they have an orgasm during an abusive experience that they feel shame over that. And I just want to validate that our bodies are designed to respond to pleasure, even if it's inappropriate pleasure. And then sometimes people have self-hatred. This is a natural body response to being uh, having a sexual experience. Even sometimes during rape, that can happen. So I kind of want to normalize that for you, for my clients, and for you who have had sexual abuse, that our bodies can then betray ourselves because we feel like they shouldn't have done that. And that's a normal body response. Okay. So traumatic memories are also flashbacks, and they're anything, emotions, body sensations, smells. Okay. So let's put this all together. We're going to do traumatic memories plus instinctive defenses and window of tolerance. Okay, so we are looking at putting this all together. Traumatic memories plus instinctive defenses, your automatic responses. Once the traumatic memories are stored, they become linked together in chains by a theme. For example, the first experience of being trapped gets linked together in the brain with the next experience of being trapped, and so on. I blew it. I went on to the next slide and meant to stop because the next slides will be too long. I'm at 10 minutes for video 5. Is there any way to go back and wrap up video 5? Or should I re-record it? Let's just leave it and go on to the next video, and maybe I can say something in that video about wanting to give client opportunity to process the last video while going into the next video. This next video will be on traumatic memory, instinctive defenses, and window of tolerance.